What's going on, guys? Tanner back here bringing you another video. What I got for you guys today is we are going to be discussing a topic I was getting a lot of questions about, and those questions were mainly along the lines of how to survive Air Force BMT. And I've made some videos in the past that you can reference on my channel in my Air Force videos playlist, talking about different ways like the do's and don'ts of what to do at Air Force basic training. But today I'm just gonna make a straight out video of why Air Force basic training is easy. And before we get into this video, I just like to say thank you to everyone who's been supporting the videos in the last couple of weeks. Like I say every video, I appreciate every single one of you in this awesome community that we are growing. If you haven't already, before this video starts, smash that like button. Let's try to get to 20 likes on this video. We've been doing a good job getting around 20 likes each video, so let's try to continue that trend, and I'll keep punching these videos out to you guys as fast as I can. Also, if you are new, consider hitting the subscribe button, sticking around in the channel, maybe hitting the post notification bell as well to know when we post a video. You guys absolutely crushed it on yesterday's video. The last time I checked, I think we were at like 175 views. I'll put that right there, and it hasn't even been 24 hours since I'm recording this one. So you guys absolutely crushed it. It's awesome to see that. But let's get into today's topic of why Air Force basic training is easy. Now, I'm gonna start out by saying the first couple of things. Compared to other branches, the PT standards that we have at basic are really relaxed. 33 push-ups in a minute, 42 sit-ups in a minute. You can run a 13:36 mile and a half and have a 38-inch waist. Now, our run alone is a mile and a half. The Marines run 3 miles alone, 3 miles. I'd have a fucking stroke if I ran 3 miles right now. When I'm in PT test shape, I could run 3 miles. But there's people over there running their 3 miles in 18 minutes at a 6-minute mile pace, which is insane. That's a very good pace. I know people in the Air Force who run 13:30s and they're like, I passed, who cares? Could you imagine if they had to run another mile and a half? They would literally probably pass out. Like, it's just, our PT standards are so relaxed and so easy that it's almost impossible to fail PT at basic, because as long as you go in somewhat of good shape, you're gonna get better because you're doing PT 5 days a week. And you have your time, at the end of the day or in the middle of the day to do 1x3s and do push-ups, sit-ups on your own. It's never, you're never not gonna have time during the day to work out. It's just you have to be able to want to put in the time. And I don't think I saw a single person in my flight fail the PT test in the final week. I know people who cut it close, but no one failed it. Another thing that people always consider of why BMT is easy for the Air Force is because MTIs are not as strict. Now, yeah, some of you might get that crazy MTI. A lot of the MTIs that I have met that are now, like, I have MTIs who I work with, and compared to like the stories that I've heard from them and the people that I met when I was at basic, like the other MTIs, they're not what a DI is or a gunny or something like that in the Marines. If I butchered the terminology for the Marines, I'm sorry if any of you guys are Marines that are watching this. Any movie I've ever seen, they call them gunnies or DIs, drill sergeants or drill instructors. But compared, those guys are blowing out their vocal cords, like ripping their throats apart in like the first day. I don't think I heard my MTI actually scream until like second week because some kid actually messed up. So compared like your MTI to your DI, it's so much more relaxed. Half the time you don't even see them because they're out of the dorm by like 8:30 and they can't come back in until 5:45 for PT unless there's an emergency. And then you're in class the majority of the day, and then you're at the DFAC or you're doing this. You're literally around your MTI for maybe 4 hours a day in Air Force basic training. At least that's how it was for us and our cousin flights and our sister flight. Like our MTIs, they have other things they have to do. They have to get your lesson plans for when you're going and marching, for teaching you guys other stuff, for getting to your appointments on time. But a lot of the time you're at appointments, you're at class, you're in the Air Force, you're gonna be at chow. You're usually at chow for about 20-25 minutes per flight, sometimes 30 depending on the lines. And PT's an hour in the morning. You have time to shower at the end of the night or after PT, and then at the night right before bed. So a lot of the time you're not even seeing your drill instructor, your MTI, so there's not really anything to stress about there. Now the third thing that people talk about is the EOC, the end of course test. Now let me tell you this right now. I studied for maybe a week, if that. Like a week accumulative, not a week straight, like a week total throughout basic. You can get a 65 out of 100 and pass. You can literally miss 35 out of 100 questions and pass. I studied for like a week and got an 82. It's standard stuff that you're just learning throughout basic. As long as you pay attention, you're gonna pass. Now, if you want distinguished grad, I would suggest studying because you have to get a 90 or better. And I know plenty of people who got 90s. I know someone got a 96 or something like that. No one I saw got it higher than a 96. Because there are some trick questions I heard that they throw in there to where it's like really, really hard to get higher than, you know, like a 95, 96. Another thing that people talk about with Air Force being, you know, that's going to stress them out, they're worried about, is just the overall fact of learning how to march, like just the standard stuff, you know, staying in step, marching, learning, you know, your reporting statements, learning your rank structure, learning, you know, all these different things. A lot of the stuff, you're marching from day one. They might just have you walk with them because they're not trying to teach you to march at like 10:30 at night. They're going to walk you to your dorm, and the next morning you're going to learn to march. And all marching is walking. You're literally just walking, but you're staying in step. So you're going to step off with your left foot, and you're just going to march them. Left, 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 right, left. And then when you first started, they're going to start it out with 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And that's all you're gonna do. It's to stay in step. You're literally walking. When it comes to rank structure, you're gonna get a pamphlet when you get there. Let's see if I have something. We'll just use this piece of mail, a little pamphlet. It's gonna have your rank structure on it. It's gonna have your information about your M16. It's gonna have information about everything that you need to know, basically. When they ask you, you know, questions, they're gonna quiz you randomly throughout basic, and just you have tons of time to study that stuff. So they're not going to set you up for failure. Everyone who I have personally talked to about Air Force basic training or asked me these questions and then went through Air Force basic training has always messaged me after and said, "You were right, dude, that was so easy." And I'm like, I know, I was kind of stressed going into it as well, but guys, you need to understand and believe me, it's only gotten easier since I left. And I had it really, really easy. There's nothing to stress when going through basic. Nothing at all. There should be nothing you're worried about. Now, with that being said, guys, if any of you do have questions, like I always say, comment section, DM me on Instagram, post the links to my social medias. They're in the description below, my Instagram and my Twitter. I'll post a picture of my Instagram so you know you're going to the right place right here. I follow some people back. I always respond to DMs as fast as I can. Sometimes DMs don't give me a notification right away. I don't know why, but you know, I always go through into there and I refresh my DM tab. And there's usually a couple of you asking questions, and I really appreciate that. It shows that you guys actually have an interest and you're actually supporting the channel, which is awesome to me. Without that being said, guys, there really is nothing to stress when going. Just go in with your ears open, listen, pay attention, and actually give a damn when you're there, and you're gonna be fine. And then, you know, 2 months later, you're gonna probably come back to this video and you're gonna say something like, "Damn, dude, you were right. It's not hard." And I'm gonna say, "I know. I told you, man." I have about a little over a year left on my contract, and ever since, anyone who's come into basic after me has always said that it was so easy. You know, I've actually had people who have come to work with me who saw my videos in the past before they left, like my videos from when I was at tech school talking about basic training, and they're like, "You're right, dude. Like, that's crazy that I've met you, but I remember watching your videos and it's easy." So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you have enjoyed it, please leave a like rating, smash that thumbs up button, consider hitting the subscribe button and turning on the post notification bell to know when we post a video, and leave a comment down below of what you guys want to see on the channel, what you guys have been interested in learning about, and maybe I can get that content to you as fast as I can. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. I love you all. Stay safe and have a good day.